Hello, I am doing a Deagle's server listing server review of Cyborg Discord family. I'm curious as to the underscores in the title because that's not necessary. With a title you can do spaces. But anyway, I digress. So to start with, it is easy to understand layout. So let's see. I wonder what that one is. It's just a basic rules channel. Oh, I noticed you used Carlbot for your verification. Just an FYI, you could have had Carlbot do verification on most recent message in a channel and do it for the rules channel, just make them do the thumbs up reaction. I'm not saying you should do that, I'm just saying you could have. That's a side comment. That's not going to affect your score at all. Though I don't know how easy that is to do using commands. That's something that's easier to do using the website thing. A little bit of a brain fart there. My assumption would be this is owner's YouTube channel. That's what it seems like. What's the difference between event channel and the event announcement looking channel? Either there's a redundancy here, or it feels like the event channel should be in a different category. Not the announcement one, but the one that's titled Event Channel. And also, I think it would be a good idea to have your announcements channel be an announcement type channel, meaning that way you can publish some announcements if you want to publish them. Because announcements are, nothing is auto-published unless you have a bot that does that. You have to choose manually to publish each message you want to publish. If you ever want to know for a fact what is published and what's not, a handy little way to do that would be to request me in the latest news channel to add your server to my the latest news server. I mean, not channel but server, but yeah. if you joined the latest news server and requested me to add your server to it, and you just pay attention to your server's channel, then it will tell you what is and is not published. Because anything that's published will go to that one, where those things that aren't won't. Now, some of the things I'm saying, most of the things I'm saying won't affect your score, but some things will, such as the 2 event channels thing. I'm not, unless you make their purposes completely clear in their descriptions, or get rid of one of them, or move one of them to a different category at very least, it's just confusing. So that's why I would suggest, so that's going to get you a point docked having it like that. And just to make sure you know now, I am willing to review your server again after I've reviewed at least one other server, but I am not willing to change your a score of that I've already given. Now, if I ever say something and you can point out that I was completely wrong in what I was saying, then that's on me. That can cause a score change if you want me to change your score accordingly. But if I'm not completely wrong as far as what I was saying, then it's not going to change your score. But that's based on something that was already there, not something you added or changed. Oh, I don't see this type of channel much. I like those, where people talk about their roles. Okay, for moderators, admin, and head moderators, I would suggest reordering those 3 in order of who has most power to who has least power. But I will also tell you, in most servers, the admin role has more power than any moderator role, even head moderator. Now, head admin would have more power than admin, but yeah, moderator normally wouldn't. I may end up deducting half a point there, but I won't deduct a full point, I can guarantee that. That one would just be half a point at most. Because how things are worded and how things look makes it seem a little confusing to me. Okay. Just making it clear, the less you say about how you gain the role from the event winner down, without it being completely obvious, like event winner gold, event winner silver, you have to win an event to get that part's completely obvious. But how do you get gold versus silver? Does the event tell you which you're going to be getting? If not, then I suggest saying how you get gold versus silver here. The event does, so that one I'm not actually going to dock for sure, but if the event does, then I guess that's good enough. But anyway. YouTubers isn't worded the best, but at least it's understandable. That intern's role, I think, should go much higher up on the list. Underneath the bottom of the moderator's admin and head moderator. However, as far as the intern's role, the reason I say it should go below all three of those is because I feel those should be reordered. But so yeah, because easy to understand layout technically counts the layout of your roles. So event channels, then what I've found out in the roles, currently I would dock a total of 2 points. Well, 1.5 to 2, I'm not sure where I want to place that yet. If I find anything else that I feel is way out of place, I'll probably, or it doesn't make sense. No, I'm sticking with that. It's going to be I'm gonna just go with docking 2 for that, so that will be an 8 out of 10. I've already more or less explained the reasons as I went through. So on to clear and definitive rules. Definitive means there's something specific that they're telling you to do or not to do. Clear means you can actually understand what they're talking about. Joke about rule number 7. So I can't roast those rats I wanted to eat over an open fire? I don't know if I'd actually want to eat an actual rat, but that's beside the point. Anyway. Honestly, for Rule 11, I'm not going to dock anything for this, but for Rule 11, I'd probably say use the word say as opposed to using the word word. Because they have the final word doesn't really make much sense. Well, it makes sense, but just say sounds better, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not docking anything for that, regardless of whether you leave it as that or change it. I know what racism is, but I don't think I've heard of casteism before. What is that term? Though I do know there's another term that any ism would fall under. If I were you, I would probably just use that term. I just don't remember what it is. Even sexism falls under it. So, I don't remember what the word is. But I probably, if I were you, just use that word. If you can figure out what I'm talking about. But that's also not going to dock you any, because those that understand what casteism is will be able to follow that rule, and those that don't will probably just ask, what is it? Or they will search it up, like I would search it up. Now, I won't do it while I'm doing the recording, but I will be doing that, just so I know what it is. Just want to make a side note on the 10 and the plus 10 part, or 10 plus or whatever. Unless you're okay with having people that are technically breaking Discord terms of service by having an account at an age younger than 13, I would suggest changing that to 13. Now, if you're okay with them breaking Discord terms of service in that one way, I'm not saying if you're okay whether or not they break other parts of Discord terms of service, just that part. Then I'd leave that as is. But if you're not okay with that, but if you are not okay with them breaking that terms of service thing, then I would suggest changing that to 13. But that won't affect your score any. Honestly, with your score, I will say 10 out of 10. Because everything's understood and clear to the point. Any of my suggestions is just make it a little better, mainly. But you don't need them. So that's why I say 10 out of 10. For clear and definitive rules. Originally of server concept, as well as lack of redundancy of rules and channels. Well, I already remember one redundant channel. I saw no redundancy of rules. So you get minus, because I already docked you for that redundant channel in a different part, so you only get minus 5 for the redundancy of channel. Because that was the events channels, because I'm not quite sure what the difference is supposed to be, so hence I count it as a redundant channel. But I'm only subtracting 0.5 for that. It's... If I'm wrong about the purpose of this server, then feel free to correct me and I might edit this score. I doubt it, but I might. But it seems like just a general community server with maybe a slight focus towards the owner's YouTube channel. That seems about it. And I've seen way too many servers like this, and I don't see anything to really make this stand out above the rest. So for originally a server concept, I'm sorry I'm not giving you any points for that part. And that's only a 3-point aspect, so that's why I'm going to give you a 6.5 out of 10 on that one. Because I add or I allow or remove up to 3 points according to originality of server concept. And then redundancy of rules and channels is the other 7 points. Friendly owner and staff. Haven't interacted much with the owner, but I interacted with one of the moderators. They seemed friendly enough. Haven't interacted enough to see anyone go over and above to help anyone or anything like that. Hence, I'm just going to give a 9 out of 10 on this one. But that's still a decent score. How interesting is the server? Honestly, it seems too much like a mess to really be all that interesting. Now, just to clarify exactly what I'm saying, why it seems too much like a mess. Everything, having so many different channels under the Cyborg's Adventure category, which seems like basically the general category. Either split that category up or remove some of the channels, especially since you only have 36 users. Honestly, I personally feel channel count should always be lower than your current user count. Now, I might have some servers that aren't that way, but that's because they are definitely intended to be bigger servers, and most of the time with those servers, and I don't know if you might have, if that might be true to some point for you, most of the time for those servers, I don't make it known what the actual channel count is, and the amount of channels people see is always less than the users. But anyway, I digress. But because of that, honestly, this is my opinion slot. But honestly, I'm going to be giving a 4 out of 10 there. Come on. There we go. And how likely was it I suggest someone else join the server? Sorry, but that's only a 2 out of 10. Because, well, actually, wait. Let me check the YouTube channel. Okay, Roblox. Okay, so for someone that's interested in Roblox, so I'll put it as a 3 instead of a 2, because I might suggest it to someone that was interested in Roblox, but wouldn't suggest it to anyone else. I wouldn't likely suggest it to anyone else, honestly. Come on. So, come on. Ugh. I hate when my phone lags. So it looks like the final score is 40.5 out of 60. And what I'm going to say is join this server if you are interested in a small but likely friendly community server with a slight focus on the owner's YouTube. That's what I'm going to say.